Have we got a labour market problem?
I do. I don't. And by the way, I don't think it's a cyclical phenomenon. I think there is, or the way Lisa was, I think we have a productivity revolution that is pretty extraordinary. People point to AI as an exclusive driver of that. If you look across what companies are doing, including second quarter earnings, third quarter earnings, if you look at the dynamic around how you think about logistics, freight management, predictive maintenance, customer procurement, companies are doing more with less, and I think that is a secular dynamic that's going to be with us for a couple of years now. I mean, we can talk about there's a bit of elevated inflation because of tariffs, but I think we're going to be dealing with something. By the way, you also put robotics, automation. You know, this to me is a structural dynamic. I think full employment will be the challenge for the next couple of years.
So we mentioned the spread between earnings growth, fantastic,
Yep.
employment growth, terrible.
Yep.
How are we closing that gap, if ever?
So I think, by the way, I actually think that's not a coincidence. Those aren't coincident factors. What's happening is companies literally, the top line revenue is pretty good generally, but what's happening is they're cutting costs of goods sold, they're cutting their SG&A costs, they're reducing their cost infrastructure. By the way, AI is a technology. There's historically been this dynamic of when you have new technology, it moves people into other higher value jobs. This technology, by the way, I put robotics and automation on top of it, autonomous driving, et cetera, is literally designed to replace human input. You have a dynamic that is pretty extraordinary that I think, if, as a central banker or whatever, as you think about being anticipatory of where the world is going, that is where the world is going, and I think that is a challenge. The economy's doing fine, divergent, and quite frankly, only operating on a couple of cylinders. Huge CapEx, which we talk about from cloud, from infrastructure, from power, and you've got higher income, wealthy savers that are doing great and supporting consumption in the economy. And then you have the part of the economy that's interest rate sensitive, that's really struggling. And that's part of why the interest rate tool needs to address low income, small business, housing, and that's where I think you square the circle.